Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday, September 4th. We are expecting some severe weather to impact the plains in the Midwest over the next couple of days due to a cold front pushing in. We also have two different tropical systems in the Pacific. There is a Cat 4 major hurricane and a Cat 1 hurricane that will make landfall in Baja, Mexico. This will cause some tropical moisture to surge into areas in Texas and cause some more flooding possibly. We also have a Invest 91L in the Atlantic that likely will develop into a hurricane over the next couple days and may cause some U.S. impact, but it's too far out to know for sure. Let's break down what you can expect. Here is our SPC outlook for today. You can see we have two marginal risks, one on the east coast and one in the plain. We are expecting a less than 2% tornado risk, a main risk being wind and hail, small hail and damaging wind possible. Let me show you guys our day 2 outlook. So our day 2 outlook is pretty similar, with a large marginal risk in areas in the central U.S. and the Midwest in the Ohio Valley. Same with our day 3 outlook. You can see we have a marginal risk on the east coast. This is due to the fact that we will have a cold front pushing into the U.S. Let me show you guys what the models are showing. Here is what the GFS model is showing. This is our temperature anomalies. You see this cold air pushing into most of the U.S. into most of the northern U.S. areas. When this cold front is pushing in, it's colliding with this warm air, which is causing us to have some severe weather in the Ohio Valley in the East Coast. This severe weather, this is a false fall. So we will be going back to our normal warmer temperatures soon, but we will have a little bit of a cool down in the northern states and in the Midwest. Let me show you guys what the model are showing for the next couple days. Here what the Rivers model is showing for our reflectivity. You can see we already had a line of storms push through the Ohio Valley, and we're going to have another line of storms push through later tonight. Main risk being damaging wind and hail, but there is still a low, less than 2% tornado risk. You can see in 2 days on the 6th. We also are expecting more severe weather to impact areas in the Midwest and the East Coast and the Ohio Valley, as we do have, like I said, have that cold front pushing in. That is going to cause some severe weather, as it will be mixing with that warm air. These storms don't have a lot of cape, but they do have some bulk shear, which is still a possibility. That's why there is still a possibility for some funnel clouds possible in areas in the Great Plains and also in the Midwest. Plus, there is the possibility for spin-up tornadoes. Let's give you guys the tropics updates. Here is the tropics update. You can see we have a wave that just came from South Africa just a couple days ago that's developing to the left of your screen. That is our Invest 991L currently. We also have another wave in the coast off the coast of Africa right now. That's coming off the coast of Africa slowly, but GFS and Icon are now picking up that this will probably try to develop into something else that could impact the states also, but that's just too far to know for sure if it will even develop yet. It does not have a true experiment as of now. But our Invest 91L does have an 80% chance of developing over the next 7 days, and also a 50% chance of developing over the next 2 days. Let me show you guys the energy outlooks. So you can see here that we do have 80% chance of cyclone formation over the next 7 days. With that Invest we currently have, like I was telling you guys about. Definitely something to watch as we are going into prime hurricane season. Prime hurricane season begins on September 10th. That's what the usual prime hurricane season is. Let me show you guys what the model are showing for these two storms. Okay, like I was showing you at first, these are temperature anomalies again. We're going to see that cold front pushing in. See this tropical storm or hurricane, possible hurricane, moving through the Atlantic. Very close. It does that curve. You see there is some heat. You see that heat builds up really fast. That's why the new models are showing that now. It's because here there is spaghetti models for the GFS spaghetti models. See, they are closely attached. The Murray hurricane maybe hitting the lesser utility in the Puerto Rico area and the Bahamas. I think I showed you guys the dermatistic run. See, the dermatistic run is kind of an outlier. You see some of these do show it getting pretty close to the US, don't show it making US. You can see it's just too far out to really be reliable when you see spaghetti plots are going all over. Here is our Euro ensemble members. As you can see, they are pretty lined up right now, as they usually are for the first 5 days. But after we get past that 5-day mark, they usually start to spread out more. You see it is heading more of a westward track, and is curving out to sea, unlike what is shown on the dermatistic models. Which is why we can't trust just the dermatistic models to the spaghetti plots too. It's just too far out to know completely anything for accuracy, as it is over 2 weeks out. And the dermatistic models are basically their own outliers for their ensemble members. That's all for this video, guys.